Welcome to Fallout 76. This is Jim. In this video, we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Tuesday, December 24th, 2024. Let's take a look at and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. I have many videos on my channel that will help you guys out. I give you different ideas, different locations, easy areas, hard areas over there. If you're a brand spanking new player to the game, you're a returning player, even if you're an experienced player, there's a particular daily, weekly challenge that's giving you a hard time or trouble. I'm sure you'll find a video on my channel that will help you. Try to keep my videos as updated as I possibly can. Of course, you guys are awesome with great comments and tips, which are greatly appreciated. Okay, first things first, I apologize for the lateness of the video. I'm working my 12-hour day shift today, and I appreciate everyone's patience and support on these days. And of course, today is December 24th, which means it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everyone, and season's greetings for maybe those who maybe don't celebrate Christmas, but maybe celebrate the season being with their family and such. Okay, so again, we are in the second week here of the Festive Scorched. And of course, as we learned probably about a couple days in of last week that Bethesda had decided to deactivate the Festive Scorched because of the drop rate of the gifts weren't happening. Now, we will still find the odd Festive Scorch in around the Wasteland. Of course, they won't have any gifts, but don't be surprised if you see an odd Festive Scorch here or there, just kind of rummaging around, right? So just kind of an FYI on that. And of course, it being a Tuesday, we not only have some fresh dailies here, but we also have some fresh weeklies, all right? So we will be using a score booster drink. Now, if you take a look at the top right-hand corner of the screen, I do have a 15% boost going on right now. And of course, I claimed that 15% right off the Season 19 Season Pass on 2 pages. One's a 5% and one's a 10%. You can get that by being a Fallout First member, or if you pay the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. Now, we are going to use a score booster drink, as we have one left here. And of course, we can only use one score booster drink per day, and it will stack on top of what we have another 25% for 24 hours. Let's go ahead and do that. Right, so we are back up to 40, and if you might notice, your score might not have changed, okay, for your dailies or your weeklies. Again, all you have to do is you just back out, then you go back into it again, and then you'll see it kind of pop up there. Same thing with the weekly challenges, all right? So just an FYI there. Okay, let's take a look here, see what we got ahead of us. Gain XP 2500, so it is very easy to get to 2500 if you're brand new to the game. Might be thinking, oh, it might take forever to get there, but it really doesn't. You just go ahead, you can craft some items if you so wish, and then scrap them, or you can keep them, or you can sell them, or you can go ahead and kill a bunch of enemies. It shouldn't take too long at all. Now, there is something that will help you gain XP a little bit faster, and that's, of course, lunch boxes. So if you open up your Pip-Boy here, you go under Item and then Aid. You'll have lunch boxes right here, and I believe there'll be 4 of them that will stack. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, if you don't have lunch boxes on you, a good suggestion is if you go ahead and go on your map, if you're on a public server with other people, if you partake in like a daily ops or a public event, there might be some higher levels there that will maybe break out the odd lunch box or two, so you can always kind of benefit from that. You don't have to be on a team with them or anything. All right, now you can buy lunch boxes if you so wish. Of course, that's in the Atomic Shop. And that'll be right down here in the utility section once it loads in, of course. Sometimes they do go on sale, but I'm just showing you this where they are available to you. Now, also, you can buy lunch boxes in the Season Pass using tickets if you so wish. And of course, every day in the featured section under special free special offers, we do get a free item every day, and sometimes there is a lunch box in there, maybe once a week or so. And now today is a free scrap kit, but once in a while it is a lunch box. So there's a couple of different ways you can get a lunch box there. Another thing you can do to help yourself gain some XP, which is nice and easy to do, you can go ahead and join a team. Just open up your map here, you go social. Now you can create your own team if you so wish, or you can join a team, and as you can see, a lot of them will give you bonus XP. Even this casual one bonus intelligence will always give you a little bit of XP, all right? And of course, cranberry, anything. If you eat cranberry, anything, like any kind of meals with cranberry in it will give you a little bit of XP as well. let's give you guys a couple of options there. All right, so we do have that track. So as we go ahead here, we will be keeping an eye on that, and you'll see it kind of pop up on the screen once when we complete it. Okay, let's take a look at this one here. First, collect RadAway or Rad-X 5. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. We can go ahead and go around some cultists. We can go ahead and go around some Blood Eagles if we so wish. And usually they won't have RadAway or Rad-X on them, but usually in around the areas that they are, they will have maybe the odd bag or bottle or two. I find Point Pleasant a pretty good spot to find RadAway and Rad-X, so just an FYI. And even down here through the forest area, like in around here, the Gilman Lumber Mill where the responders are, you might find the odd bag or odd bottle there too. Now, ghouls are a good source of RadAway and Rad-X. I'm not saying every ghoul does, but a good vast majority of them do. Of course, we have a bunch of ghouls in the upper and lower parking lot to the west of Vault 76 here. If you travel the roadways of Morgantown, you'll come across little patches of ghouls, like 4 to 6, like every other block, and you can always do it that way. Down here at Charleston Capitol Building, it's a pretty good spot for ghouls. So, and of course, anywhere in around Wright Springs, pretty good spot for ghouls as well. Now, you can also craft RadAway. We can't craft Rad-X. You're going to have to find Rad-X out in the wasteland or buy it from a medical supply vendor. But again, if you do have a bottle of Rad-X, you can always create the diluted version. All right. And of course, to do that, you will need a chemistry workbench. And of course, you can get the chemistry workbench very early on in game. As soon as you come out of the vault, most people come down here towards Flatwoods. And if you come right to the tavern down in Flatwoods and you interact with 2 kiosks that are in the tavern, you'll do these very first early on quests. And at the end of those, you'll learn the plan for the chemistry workbench. So just an FYI, I actually show that in a video I made a few months ago with my lower level character. You can check that out if you so wish. And sometimes we can find the plan sitting right on the floor here in Morgantown Station, because there's a chemistry workbench right inside the station. And sometimes it is sitting right on the floor right next to the station as well. All right, so that is always an option. So let's go to our chemistry workstation here. We can go craft. I guess we're going to go down here to healing. And as you can see, we can't craft Rad-X, but if we have a bottle of Rad-X, we can create the diluted ×2. And most people will have RadAway on them, so we can create a diluted ×2. And to do that, you just need 2 purified water and 1 RadAway. Right, so you can always do it that way. And if you do decide to do it that way, there is a perk card that will help you out. It is under intelligence, and it's called Chemist. So anytime you get double results, the quantity when you craft chem. So instead of the diluted ×2, you'll get the diluted ×4 with this perk card. But it'll be the same requirement. So it'll just be the 2 purified water and still the 1 bag of RadAway or 1 bottle of Rad-X, right? So that chemist perk card will definitely help you out. And of course, when you are crafting anything under luck, we do have the super duper perk card, which does stack. Again, if you don't have a level 3, if you have a level 1 or a level 2, definitely apply it. It's only going to help you, right? And the last way to complete this daily challenge is we can buy it from a medical supply vending machine, which is at most train stations. It's at the White Spring Mall, the trading post, etc., etc. Right, so let's go to a train station here. We're going to go to Charleston Station. Now, of course, you can do this as a quick and easy way. If you know, most of us will have a good amount of caps on us, and of course, it's fairly cheap. I'm just trying to give you guys as many options as possible. Let's go to our medical supply vending machine here. Right, so we got some Rad-X here. Now, this doesn't have any RadAway, unfortunately. Let's grab these 4 here, so you can see how it counts. All right. Now, unfortunately for us, the medical supply vending machines, all of the inventory is tied together. So if you clean out this machine, all the other machines on the map will be cleaned out as well. So just kind of keep that in mind, right? So let's head back to our Christmas camp. I was hoping it would have a RadAway in there, but unfortunately not. All right, so let's go ahead here. We're going to craft that last RadAway just so I can show you that. It's just mainly to show you how it counts, all right? We're not going to bother using the chemist or the super duper perk card. We're just going to craft it as is because it's just going to give us the 2. There we go. Just like that. Collect RadAway or Rad-X 5 for 5. And again, if you do have a little bit of extra time, you can go after some ghouls if you so wish. And you can see that how it's counting towards our XP by crafting. Alright, let's see what's next here. Scrap junk to produce circuitry 5. Okay, perfect. So circuitry is a junk item that we cannot use the bulk and scrap method. Right, and of course we do that right at our Tinker's Workbench here. We're going to go craft. I'm just showing you this how it's not available to us. So if we go bulk, we go to our C section here, there's no circuitry here. Right, so just an FY, we have to go out in the wasteland, try to find items that will give us circuitry. All right. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. We do have a brand new item. We talked about this there, this Enclave Data Center. Okay, so this is a camp resource, and this will passively collect junk items that will give us circuitry. All right, so let's go transfer here. So this enhanced targeting targets, you can see 2 circuitry, this fuse. That's pretty much it. Okay, so circuitry, so sensor module, you can see 5 circuitry in that bad boy. So that's pretty cool. Telephones are also a good source of circuitry as well. And another thing you can do is if you have a Collectron, okay, and it depends on how long you've been playing the game and how many Collectrons you have purchased or been rewarded over your time playing. But you can actually set this to collect electronics as long as you have that particular that Collectron station. All right, just an FYI. Now, I do want to talk about these two here real quickly because I mentioned it a couple times here. When I did this video on this Enclave Data Center maybe 2 weeks ago, I'm getting the impression that some people think that this is a Collectron as well, that this is a reskin of this, okay? And that is, I don't know where the misconception is coming from. I don't know why people are thinking that or who's telling them that. But I have one of my camps where I have this collecting electronic parts, and I have my Collectron set for electronics, and it's collecting electronics at the same time. Okay, so as you can see, this is a Collectron station with a robot, or it has the dog fetch, what have you. This is just a camp resource. This is just a collector as is. All right, this isn't a Collectron. All right, so just an FYI if there's a little bit of confusion out there between the two. No. All right, so talked about that sensor module, okay, and that gives us 5 circuitry. So one of the best places for that is, of course, right up here at Abby's bunker. I've taken you guys up here many times. We can find 2 of them up there. It's a really good spot. Really good spot. And of course, telephones are also a good source. We can find all kinds of telephones here at the Eastern Regional Penitentiary. We can find a bunch of telephones here at the White Spring Mall. And right over here at the National Radio Astronomy Research Center, and there is the vast majority of telephones. Now, usually we've been going up here, going after those sensor modules up here at Abby's bunker, so we're going to do something a little bit different here in this video, and we're going to go right to the mall itself. So if you go to the north entrance, it's going to bring us right down to the mall. Now, you can use this entrance as well, but it's basically 2 loading screens to get to the mall, all right? So we're just going to go to the north entrance here. It's fast travel inside, of course. All right, so we're going after 5 telephones here because 1 telephone will give us 1 circuitry. And you can always try one of these vendors because sometimes the vendors will sell bulk circuitry. You can always try it that way too. Now, this little area here is a pretty good spot, so there's a telephone there. And if we take a look at that telephone, as you can see, 1 circuitry there. Perfect. Hey, get out of the way there, buds. Pushing me around. He was being a bully. Let's grab that one. So we got 1, 2.
Please remember to secure.
Turn a light on here. It's pretty dark over here. Wow.
Welcome to the White Spring.
3, 4.
And cottages are currently being refurbished.
We get 5 right there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and scrap these here. Burp. And again, if you do have those camp resources, or if you do have that Collectron that will collect electronic parts, you can always do it that way as well. Either way works. Let's go ahead and scrap here. Scrap these 5 telephones. There we go. Scrap junk to produce circuitry. 5 for 5. Nice. I think we have a weekly on it as well, so we'll also be talking about this during our weekly challenge video as well. All right, let's see what's next here. Scrap junk to produce silver 3. So again, silver is another junk item that we cannot use the bulk and scrap method. Let's take a look at that. Our Tinker's Workbench here. We're going to go bulk. If you go down here to the S section, as you can see, silver is not even an option. Okay. So again, another good source of silver is, of course, ghouls. Ghouls are a good source of gold and silver. And we always talked about that there. I find Morgantown one of the best spots here. If you just kind of wander the roads, you'll come across little patches of 4 to 6 ghouls, so you can always do it that way. And I mean knives, forks, spoons, lighters, silver or gold. Okay. We have the upper lower parking lot just west of Vault 76. We have good old Charleston Capitol building, the DMV building, the DMV part. We have good old Lewisburg. Pretty much anywhere in around the White Spring Golf Club as well for ghouls if you're trying to do it that way. I find one of the best spots for silver, and I do have a couple of videos on this. It's right up here at the Palace of the Winding Path. Let's pop up here. Of course, they have a bunch of silver bowls up here. And that is probably hands down one of the best spots. I forget how many silver bowls we can get here, but a lot. A lot of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to go right to the main building. And of course, that main building will have a bunch of Scorched in it, but that's fine. Alley-oop. I think we just need 5 silver, don't we? Oh, 3 silver. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to get our sneak on here. We're trying to not try to bother with these Scorched here. And right on this table here will be a silver bowl. Silver bowl right there. If you take a look at that, 1 silver bowl gives us 2 silver. Pretty cool, eh? And if you come right here, there's our second silver bowl. And if you go right up the stairs here, right up to the top floor where you go through the double doors, there's probably about 4 more bowls up through there. So it's a really, really good spot for silver. Nice and easy too. All right, so let's go ahead and scrap these. We'll just head back to the old Christmas camp here and scrap them. Again, you can save a little bit of time. You can go to a any workbench at all, another player's workbench, and your own camp or another train station, what have you. There's Jimbo and the Jim Bros. Yeah. Good little picture there. Alright, let's scrap these silver bowls here. There you go. Scrap junk to produce silver. 3 for 3 done. Just like that. Pretty awesome. And again, as we had talked about, this Enclave data center, right? It not only collects electronic parts, so silver is also included in that. So we go take a look at transfer again. As you can see, enhanced targeting card, silver. Just to give you an example. Alright? Alright. So many uses for that bad boy. Many great uses. Camp resource is definitely where it's at, especially if you're a person that is short on time. And that's why usually on my channel, I usually kind of highlight them in the more so because we do, daily, weekly challenges, but they just save a lot of time. Again, if you have more time, you can go do it the old-fashioned way, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Let's take a look at the next one here, Jimmy boy. Okay, let's go ahead and kill some insects. 5. So again, I have many great videos showing you some great spots for insects. One of the best spots up here at Aaronhold Homestead. The upper section of the New River Gorge Bridge East, either east or west, whichever one you want to spawn. If you travel the top section, you will come across the odd ghoul or 2, but there's usually about 4 or 5 insects up there. You'll find maybe about 8 blot flies here in New River Gorge Resort, as well as some other ghouls, so just be aware of that. If you take part here at the giant teapot, there'll be a bunch of insects that'll pop up here, the little event that'll pop in. Of course, the event here at public event here at Camp Adams, again, all kinds of insects will show up there as well. So there's many great possibilities for insects there. Another good way is if you go after honeybees. Now, I wouldn't suggest you kill the honeybees, just kind of agitate them enough, and they'll usually kind of spit out the little bee swarms, and one bee swarm is considered one insect, okay? And of course, a really good spot for honeybees is right here. And there'll be 3 of them right here. And again, just agitate them enough, and they'll kind of spit out those little bee swarms. And you can kill those little bee swarms. I wouldn't recommend killing the honeybees. Another pretty good spot is right up here, just north of this little flower. There's usually a couple blot flies up here, but there's usually anywhere from 1 to 3 honeybees up here. And you can get your insects that way as well. And in the forest region, there will be some beehives around. And when you collect honey from beehives, there'll be a little bee swarm that pops out. And you can definitely collect them that way as well. We're actually going to pop up here to Aaronhold Homestead here today in this video. Now again, Aaronhold Homestead will have mongrels in it, so we're going to try to bypass the homestead itself, and we're just going to go around and go to the field area, which is of course south of the homestead. Now I think the most we've ever got here was 19 in total. It's a real good spot, and that's including the bee swarms over here. Now if you come over here, we have this little rundown shack, and there's a bee swarm there. Okay, so you see how that's counting kill an insect. So there's 3 of them there. And we're also getting some XP. Now, if you do collect honey, see the little bee swarm that comes out? Pretty cool, eh? And we can just keep doing that. There you go. Kill our insects 5 for 5 done. It's just like that. And again, if you check that field, we can see all the insects that are flying around. Like this entire field is just polluted with them. Pretty good spot. All right, what's next here? Deal critical hit to an enemy in Vats 5. So again, this one here is really wide open. It can be any enemy on the map. Okay, so it can be insects, it can be human, robots, cryptids, ghouls, scorched, super mutants, mole miners, etc., etc. Whatever's on the map counts. As long as it's an enemy. Can be even animals down through flatwoods if you want to do it the easy way out. Definitely nothing wrong with that either. And of course, you have to deal a critical hit, right? So let's go ahead here. We're actually going to use some Scorched as my little demonstration. So let's pop down here to the Somerville's docks. Now, you don't have to come here to the Somerville's docks. I'm just using this as an example. If there's a place closer to you, then you can definitely do that. Or you can go down through flatwoods, as I mentioned. All right, do it that way. All right. So dealing a critical hit, we're going to use this Scorch here as an example. All right, so you see our crit meter here in the middle, it is full. And if we take a look at the bottom, you see critical Y in my case. So whatever button it is for you, you'll be flashing. And that's how you know you're ready to do a critical hit. Okay? Now, depending on the weapon that you have, some weapons and the legendary effects, it might only take 2 hits to fill that crit meter. And I have some weapons that does that. Now, I also have some weapons that takes about 8 hits to fill that crit meter, so it all depends. All right? So, if you will come across some older videos of mine where I tell you to hit the critical button, in my case Y, and the fire button at the same time. And there's definitely nothing wrong with that. It works. Okay? But the better way to do that is to hit the critical button first, and you'll see the screen make a little white flash, and then you hit the fire button. All right? So I'm going to hit the critical button. We're going to see the screen flash. Just like that. See how it flashed real quick? And then we're going to hit the fire button by itself, and there's our critical hit. Now, if you have a weapon that's a 2-shot, okay, and if both shots land, you will actually get credit for 2 critical hits. It's pretty awesome. You guys have seen me, for those of you who've been watching my videos for a long time, you guys have seen that happen with my handmade. All right, so now we need to fill that critical meter up. And again, that critical meter comes up really fast, okay? Even though it's on the screen right in front of our eyes, you know, our brains work to a point that, you know, we're not looking for that critical meter. So basically what I'm listening for is an audible alarm. It's a little blip sound, okay? And that blip sound will tell me that I'm ready to do a critical hit. Because once when you get going, you go to a busy area like West Tech or something like that, and you have a bunch of enemies coming after you, you're just filling that meter and you're just doing critical hits left, right, and center, okay? And all you're doing is you're listening for that little audible alarm, that little blip sound. You're not watching that meter in front of you, okay? Once when you get used to it, all right? So let's go ahead here. All right, so you hear the little blip sound? Nice. So we heard the little blip sound there. And again, I'm not even looking at that meter. I'm just listening for that sound. All right, so they hear the little blip sound. So we're ready to go here. Those of you who've been watching me play, and even using my lower level character, I'm doing like critical hits like all the time. And once when you get used to it, it's fairly easy to do. There's our blip sound. Yeah. And once when if you've never done critical hits before, and I know I've had people tell me that they've never known how to do a critical hit until they watched a couple of videos of mine, and they're so thankful because it's just amazing, and it just gives you so much more power, so much more confidence, especially if you're a lower level. And look at that, we get our pipe for life back, right? So I did a little the last weekly challenge video. We had the pipe for life, and it's still there today on this server, so that's interesting. And I did make a little short of it. And so definitely check that out. So just an FYI, if you do take a little huff off that guy, you get a very short-lived +4 HP for like less than a minute. Alright, so just an FYI. But that's pretty cool. Like two weeks in a row, that pipe for life has been there. So cool. Alright, and that was our critical hits done, just like that. Okay, we're going to finish off this gain XP here. So we're going to go ahead and go after some more enemies, and then we'll take a look at the last daily. Let's get going here. I'm going to go right up down here to Somerville's Dam and take care of these Scorched. And that should finish it off. I can load you, me boy. Alright, there's our 2,500 done. Just like that. Easy peasy. How you doing? Nothing left of that guy. Yep. Alright. Let's see what's next here. Take a camping picture at a best built camp 1. Alright, so I am on a private server. Let's take a look to see if a best built camp popped in. I know it did yesterday on the private server I was on. Don't see one here. Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to server hop here. Now, someone did make a really good point. This was maybe about a couple months ago when we just got the best builds, and we had to do these new daily, weekly challenges. Someone made a good point that if you get on a server and there's no best builds, that means the server could be possibly too new. Okay, so you'll have to either wait or server hop to another server, right? So just an FYI if you ever come across that. Now we do have a best built camp right here, and it's just close by, so let's go ahead. We'll just fast travel over to save a cap here. Save the heel toe walk, I should say. All right, now, what are we doing here? Take a camera picture at a best build camp 1. And of course, it says take a camera picture, so we have to use the Pro Snap Deluxe camera. We try going photo mode, it's not going to work. So of course, our Pro Snap Deluxe camera is under our weapons section. It's this bad boy here. Now, I recommend when you are taking either a camera picture or photo mode of a best build camp, okay, don't do it from afar because it's not going to count. You actually have to be in around the camp, okay? And, you know, some people have buildings that are locked up, but again, you don't have to be inside of a building as long as you're within the radius of their camp, all right? Let's go ahead here. We're going to take a camera picture here. There we go. Take a camera picture at a best build camp. 1 for 1, done. Now, I did make a video on how to get this Pro Snap Deluxe camera several months ago of my lower level character, and you can definitely check that out. If you're having some issues, it is all timestamped. But the short and dirty version is basically every server will have a corpse, either Anzo or Ann, but the hardest part is trying to find that corpse. So your best bet is to go to the atomic shop. You're going to go down here to the camp section. You're going to go under the utility tab. And of course, you'll come across this bad boy here, this My Personal Terminal. He is free for everyone. You go ahead and claim it. Then you build it in your camp, and then you interact. Now, when you interact with it, you'll come across a couple of options. And one option is investigate the suspicious person. Okay, you go ahead and you select that. And just like any quest or mission that you do in the game, it'll pop up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, okay? And it'll say, investigate the suspicious person. You go to your map here. You'll come across a little diamond like this. I'm just using this as an example only. But it'll be filled in, okay? Now, some of us will have a bunch of diamonds on our map, so you just take your cursor and you go over the one that says, investigate the suspicious person, okay? You travel to that area. You'll find either Anzo or Ann there. You take the broken Pro Snap Deluxe camera off their body. Take it to your good old Tinker's workbench. Then you craft your very own Pro Snap Deluxe camera. Now, I highly recommend you take good care of it, because if you drop it by mistake, it will destroy itself, and good luck getting it back. Jeebers, excuse me, getting a little coughing spree here. I think we're done. Nice. All right. Let's head back to our Christmas camp here. All right. So as we had talked about, the Festive Scorched has been deactivated here. And they have made the Santatron station available again. And I believe they'll be available to us right up to January the 3rd, 2025. We go to the Atomic Shop here. If we go down here to Special Free Special Offer, so it's this bad boy here. Now, if you are new to the game, this might be the only Collectron station that you have available to you. But if you play in the game for quite some time, you'll have multiple Collectron stations. And if that's the case, you don't need to scrap them and remove them. Just go to your little terminal here, and you can select what your Collectron is going to collect. In my case, I have it set for gifts, okay? And now I can set it to any one of these. Wowzers. All right. Let's see what this guy's got on him here. All right, large holiday gift, nice, and 2 small holiday gifts. That's pretty awesome. Now, these gifts here you get from the Collectron that is set for gifts. These are very similar to the gifts that you would get from the Festive Scorched, okay? So, but always be aware, I just want to make this clear that this is random, okay? But this Collectron will collect is random what you have it set for. Now, sometimes don't be scared. You might come across no gifts at all in your Collectron, and that's okay. Okay, that is a possibility, or it might have a little bit more. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead here. We're going to go to the Atomic Shop, where you're going to claim our festive gift wrap here under Special Free Special Offers. And today we have the 20 low quality gift wrap. And if we check down here under Utility, this is the other way to claim it. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so once when you claim it here, geez, I'm losing my voice. We go back up here to the featured section. It's already claimed, right? So I just kind of wanted to show you that. So now we can go ahead and craft our festive gifts here. And of course, I did all this in a video I made last week, and you can check out that video if you so wish. It is all timestamped to help you out. Let's go to our Tinker's Workbench here. We're going to go craft. Now this gift section here, this is only available during the Festive Scorched event. Okay, so after January the 3rd, 2025, when this Festive Scorched event is done, like totally done, this won't even be an option. All right, slide it over. To make one small handmade holiday gift, you need 2 adhesive and 1 low quality gift wrap, of course. So let's go ahead and craft all 20 here. There we go. All right, so we go to our Pip-Boy here, and if we go under Aid, so these large holiday gift, as you can see, so this is the one that we got from the Collectron, or what we used to get from the Festive Scorched, as compared to the ones that we craft will actually have the word handmade in it. All right, so just an FYI. Now, before you open up the gifts, I highly recommend that if you're short on ammo, or if you need a particular ammo, that you go ahead and you get the weapon that takes that ammo, okay? Now, I made the video there last week explaining this. Now, I'm not too sure if the person is confused or what, but we can get ammo everywhere in the game by completing events and doing all kinds of stuff, just getting it off of enemies and such, and that's a gimme, okay? But if you want some nice, easy ammo, you just open up these festive gifts, okay? And the example I use a lot of times is, 45 ammo. I'm just using that as an example. It can be any ammo at all, okay? So if you're short on a particular ammo, so let's go for 5.56 this time. Okay, so I've been using 45 as an example, okay? But we're going to go for some 5.56. So let's grab a weapon in the stash box here. We're going to grab a weapon that will take 5.56. Let's go down here. Where is it? Right there. So it takes 5.56. Now it's not good enough just to have that weapon on you. You must have it equipped. So you go back to your Pip-Boy under weapons. We're going to equip this weapon here, just like that. So that way there, when you haul your weapon out, it's in your hand basically. Now you don't have to have it out like this. You can just kind of put it away, right? So that way there, when we open up our gifts, we'll be getting 5.56 ammo. Let's check our Pip-Boy. We'll check the ammo section. We have no 5.56 on us. Let's go under Aid. We're going to start opening our gifts here. Excuse me, and you're going to see what I get at the top left-hand corner of the screen. Just in case you guys are wondering, I'm okay. I'm just losing my voice. I'm working all day. And then, yeah, I need to get a drink of water. That's what I need to do. All right, we do have the large one up here. Let's go ahead and open that guy up. Go. Nice. And we're going to open up these small handmade holiday gifts. These are the ones that we crafted. Now, someone did make a good point the other day. I've opened up gifts many different ways. Very fast, very slow. Open up gifts and then come back later, open some more. You do whatever's good for you, but someone made a good point the other day that if you're on a server with a lot of people, and it can get very laggy, as most of us know, those of you who've been playing the game for even a short period of time. sometimes the gifts you get can be a little laggy as well. So I think the recommend is nice and slow like this. All right. So that is the last of the gifts here. So let's check our ammo section. Look at that. 712, 556. Nice. See what we got for some plans here. All right. Nice. Last-form Santa. Nice. Princess Castle Pink sleeping bag. I believe that's what it is. Ramen plushie. Mountain Mega Sloth. I think that's pretty much it. Cool. Yeah, so there you guys go. Pretty awesome. Trying not to cough in the mic here. Weapon of the day. Wow, holy mackerel. Blackout Circuit Breaker. Plus 50% reload speed. Successful final round shot will create an energy blast that deals damage and stuns enemies within 50 feet. Stunned enemies will be immune to be stunned again for 10 seconds. Plus 50% armor penetration. The mods, I have the True Receiver, True Long Barrel, Aligned Grip, Large Magazine, Reflex Sight, Circle, Energy Muzzle, and this Blackout Paint. Pretty awesome. 68 electrical damage. Pretty cool. Takes Cell. You look at the perk cards here. Under Agility, Master Gunslinger, Gunslinger, Expert Gunslinger, all maxed out. Tank Killer, Crack Shot, Concentrated Fire, Suppressor, White Knight, Adrenaline, and these random lock cards here. Of course, you will see them kind of pop up when they're being activated. Legendary perk cards, these don't change for me, they all stay the same. And to be honest with you, these have treated me quite well. Okay. Hopefully I survive the weekly challenge video, which is coming up after this one. So there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share when you have the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Robco, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, Mr.Prince, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Drew, Andrew, Demon, Confoundedbridge, Ghost Primus, Corn, Van Niekerk, Ben Durant. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.